And we are live. And because last two times nothing is echoed, so I will not say let me wait for the Facebook to load. And um, good morning, everybody from India, and good evening, everybody on the other side of the world. We have Cynthia with us. Cynthia has become a sister now because of the connection we have, and we know each other for a few months, and I've totally love her. I must say that. And Cynthia, welcome. Finally, from the right side of the chat, you're right into the screen. Supporting me there. Now you're supporting straight away into this interview. Thank you so much for joining in. Welcome, and let's talk about Cynthia, who she is, and how she's come till here.
It's so strange, actually, to have somebody like ask me to talk about myself. Weirdly enough, it's something I've had to get used to, but it's important. Um, Thank you for having me on. It's really interesting after watching, I've watched a lot of the 47 moms, and several of them, I consider sisters on this journey. Um, and we actually like met like just before we were really involved in like our own coaching together. So it was really cool to like be like, oh my gosh, this really cool person's in there. It was just kind of like one more beautiful thing. And then our visions were kind of aligned. We saw this need in the world for mothers specifically. And then of course, I also align with the educators. It's like we're impacting our next generation. And so that entire group of souls is so important to support and help in every way we can, because they're helping, our littles. So um, I guess let's get started with right now, I'm definitely not where I thought I would be. That's probably the biggest thing. I, started off wanting to be an astronaut like every other little kid, right? I just wanted to explore. I was a very curious child. And so it kind of fits now. I went into this world of not knowing what I wanted to do for most of my adult life. I just kept jumping from one interest to another. And I didn't really understand why God was kind of putting me through this, let's be the jack of all trades, and like, you're really good at a lot of things, Cynthia, but like, what are you going to do with all of this? That's kind of like the message I got for so much of my life. And the more I'm going to say, I'm going to call it avoiding, the more I avoided my mission, because it was scary to me. It was not who I saw myself as for such a long time. I was really just a victim of my circumstances, right? And so as I got older, I developed these labels: anxiety, depression, chronic illness, menopause. All of these things that were just labeled on me. Stressed out mom, stressed out teacher, stressed out wife, naggy wife, whatever. And I eventually just kind of got to a point where I was like, okay, that must be who I am. I guess I'm going to have to make the best of it and be the nicest type of person I can be in those spaces. I believed it. And it held me back so long from really shining my light that in 2019, even pre-COVID, when I was diagnosed, they couldn't figure out what to diagnose me with, to be completely clear. They decided to diagnose me with like viral arthralgia and fibromyalgia and all these things. And it was really taking a toll on my home life specifically, because I was putting everything into my work life. I realized really quickly that I was not going to be able to sustain that, because my habits at home were so unhealthy, because I was just putting all of my energy into my teaching. I felt so responsible for these kids. I apologize for the barking dogs in the background. So in that space was the time when I kind of had that, okay, I can't change my physical environment. At the time, I felt stuck with the pain. I felt stuck with the fatigue. I felt like, okay, I have to find a way to show up everywhere with less physical energy, or with being in pain, which takes a lot of mental energy as well to overcome. And I spent the holiday break that year just trying to look for things, kind of going back into stuff that I know is more holistic, like meditation, breathing, yogic stretching, just whatever I could to be able to show up for my students and still have something left for my family. And again, that's like a really bad place to be, right? Like left for my family, like what's left for my family. But that was my mindset. Like, this is my job. I get paid for this. And, I really had these big dreams to like help more kids and help more kids. And I loved watching them like grow as people, not just in academics, but I loved watching them change their mindset. And so that was something that I really enjoyed. Anyways, then the pandemic thing happened, March 13th. We were done. We were virtual at school. I was all of a sudden at home, and that cleared so much chatter in my life. Just all at once, there was just this huge thing that had been fogging my life, and I hadn't really learned how to manage it, that stress, that anxiety, that manifestation of it in my body with the inflammation, and what chronic, stress would do. And I was given an opportunity, and that's exactly how I saw it. I was like, oh my gosh, I have time to figure this out and really try to thrive. So like, hey, when school starts again, I'm going to be great. I attended a Tony Robbins immersive training, his first virtual UPW. It was actually really scary for me to do because it was like an investment of finances in the middle of a pandemic. Number two, it was like, how are we going to figure out where the kids are going to go? Like, there's just so many things, but I just did it. I knew I needed something, and I needed something big, or I wasn't going to keep going on this. Yeah. So that was life changing, but within a couple of days, life happened. And my oldest daughter ended up hospitalized for a complete mental breakdown. While she was in the hospital for just about a week, I had just gone through this amazing training. I had gone through this huge transformation, which a lot of people do. And my mindset was so different. And I was like, okay, I'm going to apply these tools. So I started applying them right away. It's like life gave me practice right away. And then school started, and my whole family got COVID. All my family in my house got COVID at the beginning of the school year. This was my first year teaching virtual completely. It felt like my first year teaching, but it was my sixth. And it was a lot of stress on top of the physical needs. And so again, I started seeking more, whether it was through the Tony Robbins community, whether it was through watching these coaches that were now in my life through social media and stuff. And I was like, okay, I'm going to keep doing this. As the year progressed, I started realizing that, wow, I was a different person. I wasn't necessarily dealing with as much pain. I was able to come off of all of my anxiety and depression medicines, all of these things just very naturally. And I felt good about it. And I felt good and I felt clear. But again, I had this 2-week holiday break again in this last school year that we just finished. And I realized we still had a lot of burnt out teachers, and I was noticing parents were still really ramped up. And I was like, man, like no matter how much I work with these kids, these adults are kind of like fogging the kids back up, essentially. And it was frustrating for me because I was like, man, like if as a teacher, I'm putting all this energy into my students, and and I even sacrifice time with my own children for this. And I was like, oh my God, this is that I had done this thing. I'll show you real quick, but I put it next to my laptop. And I did this for my first UPW, do something bigger than yourself. And that was my promise. I've not changed it for over a year. And I was like, Cynthia, you have to just do this. So I talked to my husband, and I was like, okay, like, I feel like we need to do something about this. Number one, our child needed more of me. She was starting high school this year, and she was diagnosed with a few different mental disabilities and neurodiversities. And I was like, I need to be able to be a little more present for her. But also I had a unique opportunity to reach out and get my first coach. And I was like, I don't necessarily know exactly what I need to do, but I knew what I was going with. And what was this? I felt like as teachers, we're sometimes rowing these boats, and the parents are kind of coming along well-meaning, and they put water in it, and then we're sinking. And now we have teachers who are also putting water in the boat, and that is stress, and that is overwhelm, and that's not being present. We're not actually helping these kids anymore really thrive the way that we could, right? Not necessarily on a daily basis and consistently, because if we're not showing up 100% as adults, we're projecting that onto our kids. And I'm an example of that. As a stressed out teacher, I was stressing out my own children that I birth and I protect, would give my life to protect, literally. And I was hurting them unintentionally. And so once I get to that point and I'm like, oh my God, my kids are suffering because they watched me for years put myself last. And I don't mean like putting yourself first in a selfish way, but putting it in a way that you're honoring the fact that you are the vessel with the message. You are the vessel that is coming to heal and to help. And you're the vessel that needs to be there. So you got to take care of it. And part of that, and part of my message is the stress that comes in that. And when school started this year, I took a big pivot, and that was about a month ago. And I was like, something wasn't aligning anymore. Just working with mothers was not enough. Not just working with women who wanted to impact people wasn't enough. I was like, I need to do something. I was seeing my friends who were still in the classroom suffering. I was seeing my own kids come home and hearing other children talk about how stressed out their teachers were. Kids not wanting to be in certain classrooms because they're so anxious and fearful because their teachers are anxious and fearful. And I was like, oh my gosh, all of these people are hurting. And what's one thing that I have just learned over the last year and a half is hurt people hurt people. And that means hurt teachers are hurting students, hurt parents are hurting kids. But it also means, and this is what empowered me to decide that I wanted to help and bring all the resources that helped me, plus some, to help people come out of that fog, to start changing the narrative so that we can say mental health starts with ourselves as adults, being able to use practical tools to help ourselves and to help the children we work with every single day. But if we're not willing to take that step, we're showing up with all this baggage and we're offloading it unintentionally on the children around us. So I decided, bigger than myself is I could teach 40 kids in a classroom every year, or I could help to cultivate teachers being whole and parents being whole so that they can go out and help create whole children instead of hurt children. And hopefully, I know that's going to reach more children, right? Because one teacher can impact hundreds of children over years. So my whole thing is to say, burnout is not okay. It's not normal. We should not be encouraging this. All professions have changed, and especially in the teaching world, they need to be protected in some way with their mental health, and their physical well-being needs to be supported as well. And I don't see all of that happening. So I want to offer something that's different, something that maybe they haven't seen before in a professional development in the school district, because it's a lot of watered down stuff. And I want them to be real. I want them to say, I'm hurting. And I want to be able to say, okay, you don't have to forever. Like this is not have to be the end. And I want them to go back in that classroom and enjoy and love what they're doing again, just like I started doing again after 2019, and realizing I could either show up or I could find somewhere else to be, right? Like that's kind of where my foundation is I want to help teachers who want to keep showing up, who still love the profession, continue to love it, and continue to cultivate those beautiful classrooms.
Thanks, Cynthia. That is very interesting, and of course, you seem very passionate about what you feel and how you feel this journey has been. Uh, and what you're saying is absolutely correct. I think we have Francis here, we have Debbie here, we have many, many teachers. I know I've worked with schools as well. And I totally understand where you're coming from when you're saying we don't need to have kids who feel very hurt, or parents who feel very
Yeah.
hurt, and it's needed to do this. And I'm totally supportive with your mission. Melanie's here. I mean, Melanie is also from the space of parenting,
Yep.
and she will as well. I think, understand what you're saying. And she's very passionate as well about bringing this to children's life. And you've been very brave, I must say, that to accept it, to work on it, because this is this whole thing of wanting to even explore it, to accept it, to take it in, to say it out loud, and do something about it. It's a very courageous step, and maybe most people don't think it is. You're meant to do this. It is supposed to be like that. You are supposed to be mentally healthy. When you recognize you must do something, there are a lot of things which are told to us when you're going through this whole thing, that can't you see it? It's so easy. I mean, this is what the solution is, and you can't. But versus the person who's in it, a child who's in it, a parent who's in it, a teacher who's in it, a mom who's in it, is in it. They don't know what the outside world is, and it takes a lot of courage to have that faith that when I start moving upwards, I will find it. I will be
Mhm.
on the other side. This will happen. This happened with this book also. One fine day I was sitting there and I'm like, we will do this book. And
Yep.
it honestly, it's taken me, I'm almost reaching 50 moms now, and this time has gone, and I'm actually taking a break for 2 days because I need to process these 50 stories. I need to process what's happening because
A deserved break. I was like, how are you doing this with all the weird time zones and a little one? And I'm like,
so I
and
yeah
you
I
look like you.
Yeah, I do, but I just feel that I'm taking it because the next 50 are going to come in more solid way, the kind of ripple effect this thing is creating. But when I started, it's a courageous step because you just start up, and I'm a believer of this all my life. When you need to do something, go out and announce it. Announce it as if you are talking about it, as if like the whole world is going to laugh at you at that point in time, that she's totally lost it today, what she's saying. How is she going to do it? Because the minute
I
you
love that.
announce it, something happens to you inside. I announced it. I did not keep it in my diary. Believe me, you will not find a single diary or a single page where I sat down and I wrote 100 self portraits, 100 mothers, 100 moms,
Nope.
nothing.
I,
I just
I
woke
always have to
up.
go back and write stuff down after I've been like, so this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah. And I
Or somebody says, go do this, and I'm like, okay, so this is how we're gonna do it. And
I
then
I don't do any of those things,
after,
and it's my life has been a witness to that. What I do
love
is
it.
that I get up and I just got up from my bed. I went out in my balcony, put my iPad on, and I said, 100 self portrait, 100 dreams, 100 mothers, 100 days. I will do it. A book will come out. Okay, so well, it happens. It is happening. Uh, the important part is that definitely know I'll find more than 100 mothers. Everything is happening. But what I'm saying is that if we just say it out loud that we are coming back, if you say it out loud that we are rising, if you say it out loud, no other option is given to ourselves but to do it, because now we've put
Mhm.
ourselves right there and said we're
There's
doing.
an expectation now,
not
and
not only
it's
that, the universe starts listening to you because you've
yep.
gone out and said it, and then by by little pieces, by little trickles, the light starts opening. And for me, more than trying to be difficult on myself, I just announced it like literally like a help, that help me find this, help me make this
Yeah.
happen. And I said it out loud. And we're all energy, so everything just starts to multiply. And my this
Hmm.
100 things started multiplying, and not only out of expectation, only love trickled, only light trickled, only 50 women trickling every single day. I'm getting, believe me, I already have another 30 women on the list, and every mother is already recommending me 5 5 10 10. You must take her, you must take her, you must take her, you must take her. So now that light that I was sitting there and announcing, as if in a dark place, I'm sitting announcing this is
Hmm.
happening, and the doors are opening, and it's totally opening. Everything is coming in, and that's what I think. That's why I call you, that you've done a courageous thing to say it out and to say it now
Yeah.
even publicly, that this is what my journey is, this is what it is. Because when you start speaking, maybe universe was busy not listening to you when you were talking inside, but once you say it out loud, it starts listening and it starts multiplying many things.
I do think it's a multiplying thing, because I think the more not think, I know the more I say it out loud, the more I stand in that, and knowing, where I'm serving,
Yes.
where I'm serving this world. And strangely enough, it's kind of like the last several weeks, it's almost been like this focus on home, not necessarily home as in just my house, but home as in Las Vegas, and how much just we're one of the largest school districts districts in the entire USA. And it's just, there's so much hurt and we're so short staffed. And I'm like, there's so many just here. And I wasn't seeing it. It was right in front of me. I mean, have you ever looked for something and you couldn't find it because it was just so close to you? And it took, people like you, Kara, Francis, like everybody, especially in our sisterhood, our coaching group, that just having that, like pushing me to really get to that point where I like Cynthia. We know Cynthia is a passionate person, so she's going to talk passionately when she figures it out. So if she's not passionate yet, we know she hasn't figured it out yet. And it's just kind of like that push, and we're like, oh, this is great. This is really great. Keep looking. And I'm just, I think the biggest thing I want to say is it's not easy to really start making the changes, but it's so worth it. And the more you show up and you're consistent for that vision that you see in your life, not just in like ambition, but I'm saying like with your family, the way that you want to operate, and you own it, man, it just feels like it's so empowering to stand in something that it's almost like there's no fog. And when there is fog, you're kind of like, okay, maybe I'm not quite on the path that I was in, or I've lost a piece of my identity along the way. Let's go back. So when you get clear on those things, and it's something that I definitely cultivate in everybody that I talk to, but it's like this paradigm that I get, and I'm going to share a book for some added value here. This is a beautiful book.
Oh, I have that.
Amazon. And I say this because it speaks to the simplicity of happiness in life and longevity. And we like to complicate things and think we need a lot in order to live a lot. And really, it takes very simple things, really mastering our time, knowing what we want to do with our time. Right. How do we want to cultivate our time with? Like, are we spending all of our time on earning a paycheck while we're unhappy and spending all of our other time thinking about that paycheck that we're about to go earn? Or we're not aligned with where we need to be relationship wise. Maybe we've not become the person we need to be for our partner or our children, to really parent them from a higher level, right? Like, not just saying, I mean, I don't understand. I guess because I've seen it as an educator, but I've also fallen into this trap myself as a mother. But that piece of me that wants to just go, because I know that, like, not only are my kids going to see me shine, and that's good, but also, I want to change the world. And it's like, that's, again, simplicity. The first thing you've got to do is change yourself. And then you've got to spread that out a little and change those in your responsibility. And when I say responsibility, it's not a bad thing. It's not a burden. It's saying that, like, for me, my children, my husband, they're in my life for a reason. And I need to make sure I honor those reasons, even while I'm doing that. And it's okay. And there's no guilt in spending time in my business or in my career. And there's no guilt in spending time with my family when I see things that way, because I'm aligned with the vision of what I want my life to look like. And I think that when you speak to courage, I think that's the most courageous step anybody can take, is to speak out loud, to journal, and then share with the people in their life that are most important. Hey, you know what? I'm not happy where I'm at right now. And I need to figure out, and I'm willing to do the work to figure out I want to find joy and fulfillment. And that's okay to want. And I give everybody permission who watches this. It's okay. I give you permission. Look for joy and fulfillment, not at the expense of others, but for the betterment of you and those people that are going to come into your energy and your light. Because we cannot change this world if we do not bring our light into the dark places. We have to stop being afraid to shine. We have to stop being afraid of the haters. We have to stop being afraid of the people who don't get us, because you know why they don't get us? They were us years and years ago before they spoke our language. And I'm willing to take the time, you know what I mean? Because seeing other people happy, especially teachers, especially parents, especially moms have such a special place in the heart of a child, right? Like we're the first ones who really get to share energy with them in the womb, right? Like that's such a sacred time. And now it's like we're on the outside, and I think sometimes we want to be like, okay, dad, like can you take on a little bit, like, you know, and whatever. And I think that's a beautiful balance. I allow my husband to cultivate a relationship with our daughters, you know, and have those conversations, but it's still not mom. And I think that that's the biggest lesson I want to give, is that it's okay to honor things you're passionate about, even if that's teaching, even if that's coaching, even if that's, you know, nursing, whatever it is. It's okay to be a passionate, mission driven, impact driven mother. And you can do that and still have space and energy and joy and all of that for your family. And I want to just be an example of that. I mean, I'm like, I want to be an example of that so I can show other people they can do it. But I want to also show people how they can do that, because it changes people.
Yeah.
When you show up in that light, it changes people to be like, why are you so happy? And there's so much going on. And it's like, I keep saying this, it's why I wear shirts like this, where it says smile, or it says joy, or it says be kind, or whatever it is. And here's why. Every single thing we see, hear, feel, sense, it's a message to our soul. Like it's a message to our journey. And I'm like, okay, even if somebody, all they see is that my shirt says smile and I'm smiling, maybe that's the only thing. Why? Because there have been times when I've seen pictures of you, or I've popped in here on a live and you're having a great conversation with a mom, and I'm having a rough morning, maybe physically, because I still deal with some physical stuff. And I'm like, you know, I'm just going to plug in. And how powerful is that to say everybody has that ability to shine their light and do that? Every single person has that light to shine. And so, yeah, I just keep showing up. And
Yeah, so
like you said, it just falls into place as it goes along, and just trust is a really big word for me right now. Trust.
yeah, and why I know that uh, Cynthia has to get one word, and Cynthia is so passionate, and I totally honor you for your passion, and that's why I keep telling people that all kinds of everything is okay, and the only journey that I think recently has emerged, and with specifically this project, that before we like try to put these pressures that let's be happy, let's be joyful, let's be this, and let's try and let's make impact and let's do these things, if all we can do is understand one thing, that everything in our head is just a chatter, you know, from
Mm-hmm.
putting a pressure of becoming something, from putting that pressure of taking yourself out, for putting the pressure that I am not joyous, I am not bringing light to my this thing. This is all chatter, and I am realizing it even more and more and more, Cynthia, believe me. I am also a big chatterbox. And my dad used to go off to sleep when I used to come back home, because I used to come back and he had to speak to me at least for 2 hours. And a lot of times he used to go off to sleep while talking, like listening to me, okay? Because I would just go on and
Mm-hmm.
on and on because we only had conversation. And then he would go off to sleep and I would just shake him up because I was young, right? So I was like, you're so rude. I'm talking to you and you're sleeping. Like, really. And my dad, being my dad, used to he used to just say, oh, your voice is like music to my ears, and it just makes me so relaxed that I just feel like going to sleep, not because you're boring. And I'm like, yeah, right, yeah, that's a very beautiful way of putting that fact. But this project has brought something very beautiful, Cynthia. And like, this is what I'm offering to everybody, is what my realization is, that my god, like, so much chatter. The chatter started from this camera when I started this project. The fact that when we try to take our pictures, the chatter is there, it's all around,
Yep.
you're not looking nice, you're not looking this, show up, stop
Mhm.
conscious. And then suddenly I'm folding something, my children's clothes, and I'm like, my God, the chatter also comes here. And then I'm doing something else, and I'm like, the chatter has reached here as well. And suddenly I realize all I am is chatter in my head, right?
Yep.
It was to
Mhm.
achieve, whether it was to achieve something, or whether it was to let go of something, whether it was, and I'm just like, so much goddamn chatter. How
Yep.
much chatter do you put? And of course, I read so much. And Ikigai is one of my favorite books, and I'm like, come on, just hold on, lady. So much chatter. And then what I started working on was, and I'm just sharing it with you because of we being
Yeah.
close, and I'm just like, I need to work on this chatter. I need to stop this chatter. Nothing will happen around me if I don't stop. Neither will I show up, neither will I make impact, neither will I do anything because this chatter is surrounded and I will be burned out because of this chatter. Even if I
Mhm.
am working, even if I'm working on myself, even if I'm doing coaching, even if I'm doing everything that I'm trying to do, but if this chatter does not stop and I do
Mhm.
not take myself off that pressure, that I need to make impact. I've already taken myself off this pressure of these 100 days also. I've already said, we will see. Just because I've said 100 days and I've got 100 moms, we will see what happens because I am not even letting this chatter come to me. What will happen? Where the money will come from? What is the next step? Will I be able to make them happy?
Yeah.
You know? So this
Well,
is
and
what
that's the
chatter,
crazy part.
this is the chatter. And I urge everybody to start recognizing that chatter, which thanks to my
Mhm.
camera made me realize. And you know what's happened magically, Cynthia? I suddenly definitely have 5 hours extra to myself because every time this chatter is coming up, I'm like, go down, don't talk to yourself.
Mhm.
Just stop talking to yourself about everything because
Yes.
just do what you want to do and just
Do
stop
you want
talking
to know what I do when I get the chatter
what
and
you.
it's not valuable chatter? Um,
I'm even talking about
and
valuable chatter. I'm saying to myself
you're
that,
like, I just want just
yeah,
like
I'm just
just
like, no
okay.
chatter. You want to do it? Do it. That's it. That's the bottom.
Yeah.
You want to do it? Do it. Forget about
I
everything.
I think the thing for me, I guess because I am so maybe like more naturally like positive and I like to uplift people, it's fun. The negative chatter always comes to mind because I've posted something like super vulnerable before, and then I want to like go check my phone. We've talked about this. Like, you immediately want to be like, okay, somebody's gonna say something. Like, did I offend somebody when I was like super like real? Like, what happened? And so I've also learned to just like I put my phone in another room. I will intentionally now if I will intentionally like walk into the other room and have like I will find schedule something to do after I know I'm going to drop a big bomb, on my live or something, because it's something that it's like you're kind of I feel like you're kind of creating space. You're really putting something out there when we do this, and it's powerful. So you feel it energetically as we like expand together. It's kind of like this project is expanding and we're all coming into each other's space as a community. And I think it's beautiful because when we get rid of the chatter, um, I think we really see each other differently too. And we stop filtering each other through, um, you know, does she notice that like my roots here, you want to see? My roots are gray.
Yeah. Yeah,
Does everybody know? Like, I mean, I can worry about this, that, and the other. Are they worried that like, I wear like 5 different colored smile shirts? I was like, no, what comes out of my mouth is what's important. And the value that I bring to the table is like that I can bring to somebody for their life. Like that pass it on concept is so huge for me. And um,
yeah, so we have Jenny
it's
here. She's talking about saying not sure the chatter stops but quietens down and you have the skill to ignore it and then keep it moving. Yes, Melanie, and I'm telling you, it's working very well for me. And that's why people keep asking me, where are you getting this energy? Because it's not only lives, it's also my night duty and talking to mothers and first listening to them even before getting them on live and understanding their stories and listening to them and making them passionately understand what this project is all about.
Mm-hmm.
And all that energy that happens, because it's just pure, like, it's no marketing talk here, it's just pure exchange after exchange happening. And what I'm just realizing is that there was a poem which I always I'm living by it even more now. It's not a poem; it's just a two line written by Sadhguru, and he says, um, "I saw a flower, I thought it was giving. I saw a flower, I thought it was giving. When I went closer, it was just living." Right?
Mm-hmm.
Flower does not give anything to anybody. It only lives, and you get what you want to get, right? You will get
Yeah.
what you will get out of it,
It's
fragrance.
funny you say that. I have like my fresh sunflowers over here.
Yeah, and they look lovely. And
I love
what
sunflowers.
happens is that when you start living,
Mm-hmm.
you automatically start giving. So I think the focus has to come on
It's
living as mothers.
so
And
powerful.
and as mothers, if we just
Wow.
start living and we just start
Mm-hmm.
focusing that, well, and I'm just like going on another tangent now, because I've also had 4 years of health. I used to head a health initiative. Honestly, what I'm going to speak today is going to sound weird, but if my breath is not sweet, I'm not living. If my sweat is not smelling well, I'm not living. If my hair are not in place, and my eyes are watering, and I have acidity in my system, I am not living. To focus on that living, because a flower will not want to do anything to it so that they get acidity, unless some outer thing like a pesticide or something put something on them and stops their
Mm-hmm.
living. They will shine because they are meant to shine, and they will bloom because they are meant to bloom. So I think the focus more than our head needs to come onto our system and how we are living. And once that
Mm-hmm.
happens, and honestly, you can do all your health stuff in life, you can eat all right,
Mm-hmm.
but you still, when you hear in the morning and you get up and you say, my god, my sweat smells, it is the stress. you know
Mm-hmm.
my talk is very loud, it is the stress. And rather than judging ourselves, if we start, if we and that's this project bringing on to me. If I tell everybody what is this project bringing to me, that project is saying, stop the goddamn chatter. I'm just like, sorry saying this, but just stop the chatter, Shikha Khandan. Just
Mm-hmm.
stop it. It happens, it happens, it doesn't happen, it doesn't. You want to do it? Yes, I want to do it. Are you loving it? I'm loving it. Am I meeting amazing people? Yes, I am. Is it bringing some smile to them? Yes, it is. Done. It's done. you know and if
Yep.
we start living like that, believe me, I'm receiving more than I even thought that I was receiving, Cynthia. I'm receiving more energy, I'm receiving more support, I'm receiving more love. The more I'm saying, I'm okay
Yes.
with anything, I'm okay with everything. I'm like, and Melanie is into meditation, and this is meditation's beginning. When this stops and you start blooming just because you are, there is no reason. You just
Yeah.
start being, and that being, I think, is what I want to bring to all mothers as something that
Mm.
I'm experiencing. That being, and things are shifting. I was being very
Yep.
stressed out. This child, I'm not giving this to my child, and this is not happening. And last 4 days,
Mm-hmm.
even that shifted. Suddenly, this I'm getting stressed out that because I'm into this project, and now time is shifting, and suddenly my son is going
Yep.
on screen. I'm going on and on about it in my head, and suddenly I stopped that. And now,
Yep.
just 2 days back, my son said, so what I did was I started making action. So I was like, okay, let's take the car and start going. So I took him to show him horses. On the way, I stopped somewhere else. I just started driving with both the kids. And my older one suddenly said, can I go and play tennis? I'm like, oh my God, I've been trying to tell you for so long, do something, do something. And I've been telling myself, he should do something, he should do something. And all it took me was a driving, and he saw some tennis and he's like, can I go join tennis? And then yesterday, in middle of my live, he came, right? He just said that, Mom, I hit the tennis. And I was
Uh-huh.
like,
I
so,
saw that.
yeah, I was so emotional. I was like, I didn't have to push him. I just had to be.
No,
I just had to
we don't
be.
have to push. Nothing has to
Yeah.
be
And we just have
pushed.
to be. And things
Yeah.
around us has to flourish. It will. And that's what I feel. And I must confess it before I hit 50 that thanks to this project,
And we're
Thanks.
almost there.
We are all like, my chatter is for sure going, and I wanted to
Mhm.
pass this message on and say to everybody that it's actually about just, living the chatter. Just drop the chatter. And my light goes off, and that shows me that it's 45 minutes. When the front light goes on, it's like, Shikha, you guys have been talking for 45 minutes. So let's go on and talk about you and the self portrait movement. What does this bring to your life, Cynthia?
For me, so far, and like I can't believe you're almost at 50. It feels like it just started a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really does.
Forget about, like, let's
Um,
go outwardly of what it looks like. Let's go inwardly. What does it mean to Cynthia? What has she got from this? And what will she
for
feel when
me,
she has to tell her story in front of that camera?
for me, it really is about a transformation and a choice, then a transformation. Um, for me, it's always about awareness, resilience, and confidence. Um, being able to overcome anything that comes at you with grace, um, and to shine brighter. As a mother, wherever you're at, like all of the mothers are so different, and it's so beautiful because I just think at some point I didn't know where I'd fit in. You know what I mean? Because it's just kind of like, man, like everybody is so, they have these powerful stories, and man, some of the moms you talk to, I'm just like, wow, that's a cool person, you know. And I've enjoyed being in the chat and getting to know some of these cheerleaders and stuff like that that are coming around. So for me, it's about support and rising together and really nurturing this world, you know,
What is it for Cynthia?
all together.
Is Cynthia going to go in front of the camera, and what's the
Yeah, it's about nurturing this world
yeah,
to shine brighter. Same thing. Yeah, it doesn't change this.
yeah.
To me, it's about showing up and shining bright because this world needs it so bad.
Oh yes.
And that's me going in front of the camera. I want to say, hey, if you're in front of people, especially children, your number one operative is to make sure you are good and that you are shining bright and that you are showing up in the space that you feel called to show up in, not that somebody else is telling you you should. That chatter that Shika's talking about is such a powerful thing to um, detox yourself from.
Yeah. I like that. I like
And
the detox word that
yeah,
you use. That's a
I,
good.
I always say we detox from stress too. You get so used to it that you have to almost train yourself to not think about it. And I just want people to live their lives with joy. We need to turn this around, not just in my own community, but we need to turn it around. And I think that's my piece is to shine bright no matter where you're at, no matter how hard life is getting. Find a way to take that flower, put it in a pot, even if it got ripped out by the wind and flung around by a tornado, and you say, look, I found something beautiful in all of this, and you're going to replant it and you're going to grow it. And that's kind of how I see it come full circle with our conversation, because it really is that it's taking something that sometimes isn't always looks so great and turning it into something even more beautiful than it started out to be.
Do you know that you already are a shining star? Do you know that, Cynthia? You already shine very passionately across for people. And even if people ever think that Cynthia speaks a lot, she's passionate, she's whatever, but that's your superpower, and you can bring a lot of life to a lot of kids, because kids definitely need that, Cynthia. And I must say that when you were talking, I was trying to see your picture, and I was saying Cynthia with so many kids, and I was just trying to figure out how Cynthia's story is going to come out because of her passion for kids, for a passion for upliftment, for the passion of bringing joy. And what I love about you, Cynthia, is that you're also in a very open receiving mode, that you receive with a lot of grace. When you receive, even in this interview, even the interviews before, you've been sending me messages saying that each mother is giving you a jewel, and you're receiving it, and you're
Yes.
absolutely taking all that as clues, that I keep saying, that clues are thrown on,
Mhm.
and you're picking them up. And and then you have a 48 number, and look at the clue that came with
Uh-huh.
48 for you.
Yeah, I know.
And
Like,
yeah, I'm
that was
like,
awesome.
yes, and many mothers have told me about their numbers as well. So,
Uh-huh.
Cynthia, what's your dream? What's your dream? Let's put your dream out for this book, and then I will hand you over to my pillars. Francis is your pillar because Francis knows you well, so we will hand you over to Francis, who's here as
Princess.
yes, Francis is here. So, what's your Sydney's here as well. She said hi, ladies. So.
Hi, Sydney. Yeah, she's amazing. I love me some Sydney. Um, what was the question? Sorry, I got all excited about all of our friends.
What's your dream? What's your dream?
My dream is to just know that when I come to the end of this journey, whatever that looks like, that I know that I put everything I could into it, and that I changed the lives that I set my mind to change, or help them change their own lives. I never like to say I'm changing the life. I simply show up and shine the light, and they say, "Hey, I want some of that light. Show me how," right? And it's that simple. Um, I just I see that. I see myself living a life full of joy personally, cultivating those beautiful relationships. But I really, really see myself continuing to shine. That's my dream. I don't want to ever stop. I get so much fulfillment. The more and more people that I reach out to, the more and more I speak to even educators, and I connect with them, and I'm like, wow, it just like probably every time you do one of our interviews, it's maybe a similar thing. It's just an automatic, ah, you know? And so my dream is to continue to be able to shining my light as long as I can. That's my dream. And yeah,
Beautiful
to
dream. I
help
mean,
others
you
and change
already
lives with that, right? Like it's stopped being about me
a
a
lot
long
of
time
mothers
ago.
already coming true through this book. I must say that because that's what I'm saying about manifesting your dreams, and this book definitely is a book that will make these 100 women shine. That's my promise. Again, I will stop the chatter whether I can do it or not. We will see. But that's what I'm throwing out in the universe, that this book will bring a lot of shine. So you're already very close to your dream as far as shining, because it's going to be in your book. So I urge you to create a story that shines, and people can look at it again and again, say, there, Cynthia's picture is what speaks to me and makes me. So let them go back to your story again and again, Cynthia, and let's bring that story out. And this is going to be literally like a storybook of 100 women. It's not going to be just something that they've lived, but they are expressing themselves. And we are almost nailed down the title tagline. It's called 100 Self Portrait, 100 Dreams of Mothers Who Dared to Express. That's where the book is going to come, because we're going to express ourselves visually and story wise. And we're almost there with nailing down this title. So I'm actually announcing it for the first time. And that would be the tagline for it. And just few more days sitting on it. And this should be our title: 100 Self Portrait, 100 Dreams of Mothers Who Dared to Express. So that's where we're coming. I would love the
Ooh.
audience to tell me what they think, and
I
let's.
love that dare to express. You have the masculine and the feminine both together. Like that's beautiful. We're going to dare to express. Ah,
It,
yes.
it takes a lot of courage to express, both
Ah,
visually and self-portrait
it
wise,
does.
and story wise, but even more self-portrait wise. It takes a lot of courage to put your story out there, and I'm telling everybody, don't worry about how the faces is. You want to jump, you want to dance, do whatever you want to do. Your page could be anything, because anyway, index pictures will have your portraits, you will have your details, people can find out how you look. It's your story that needs to jump out of this book, and we're going to have some interesting stories coming up. I have some of the stories are Melanie, thanks. I think I've got a red, like green flag from Melanie as well, with a red heart. Dare to express is what's speaking to me, and it's speaking to many people. And
Mm.
I'm saying, because it takes courage to express, and we are all taking a courageous step here to express. And thank you, Cynthia, for all your love and all
Thank
your
you,
support.
Shika. I love you so much. I was so excited. It's so funny. You get nervous and then you kind of go into, I really just sitting and having a cool conversation with the sister. So
Yeah, it is. It is.
it works for me.
Yeah, it's turned. That's what everybody's feedback has been, that Shika, we were very nervous. We're going to go live. What are we going to talk about? And it really turned out to be a conversation. And that's the
Hmm.
reason I do not record and put, I go live, because I want the world to know that this is real. This unedited
Yes.
of everything is here. Even if my
I'm
chicken.
loving the energy, the real energy when you go in live. Like, I've had to sit through, I at least over half I've seen, whether on a replay or whatever, but when they're live, there is something different. I mean, it's just kind of like you're right
And you
there and
have
you
people
feel like,
chatting on the side, and you come
yes,
up, and I'm
yes,
telling you, it's
it's
as if it's
beautiful.
not two of us, it's more of us chatting together. And that's why when Melanie's written Dare to Express, it's literally given me another green flag, that fine, go ahead, Shika, this is the one. And it's taken me some time to reach to the tagline as well, but I think it's a good one. And let's
I really like it. I think it has a whole lot of like a whole lot of balance to it too. So
So it's
that's kind of
coming,
nice.
it's trickling, things are coming, light is coming, it's shining, this book is happening, and we've just announced Cynthia the 48th mother. Even Sarah is coming up. We have Claire today in the evening, and Sarah is going to be our 50th mom. And
Yes.
yes, so
Oh,
we'll have that. Thank you so much, Cynthia, and I will log off.
thank
Thank you
you.
everybody else for this beautiful, beautiful chat that you keep coming and supporting. See you guys soon. And Debbie, Francis, Melanie, Kirtana, Kavita, my 5 pillars, I totally love you. My editing team is Elizabeth, Sumitra, Samantha, who started to work on stories. And we have Kate coming in to join me very soon with picture side and help me see even beyond what I'm seeing, and add a new perspective. So things are moving, the team is building, the energy is going on, and we are almost like tomorrow evening, Sunday, we reach 50 moms. I want more moms to show up to light up the chat for the 50th mom, because that's the second flag reached. I can't believe 50 moms are found and showcased, right? So we're going to do some
Yes,
50s.
yes, 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 yes. I'm so excited for
I'm so
you. I was actually like low key glad I wasn't the 50th mom. Sarah can totally take that halfway point because I kind of was like, okay, this is gonna be in a book. They're gonna like flip to the middle. And but then I was like, uh-oh, I'm 48. If they don't get like the exact middle,
No, but
right
this
there.
is not going to be the
So
order of the book. It's not going to be the order of the book, because we are writing
okay,
the book.
okay, okay.
We're
Oh,
writing.
good. Okay. Ooh, okay.
Yeah. So there, you don't
I
know.
was like,
You might be the
that's a
first.
lot of pressure. Like
You might be the first mom. You never know. Yeah, I mean, you don't know. So
it'll be interesting to see how all of that flows because I'm sure you're
we're
gonna
going to make
see
a
some
flow.
pattern or flow. It's gonna be awesome. I'm so
I'm
excited to see
working on
all
it.
this.
There's a lot of teams working on the side, which we don't see, but we are working on a flow. We are working on, the pre-sale page funnel, where we're going to do a pre-selling of this book, because dear Shika Khanna has decided not to take sponsors. I had some sponsors coming in. I said no sponsors, because we don't want any logos on any book anywhere. And so a lot of fronts are being dealt with now, the printing, and I'm also trying to figure out, because I don't want any ebook. So I'm trying to figure out the supply chain, how these books will reach these first 100 moms as a gift, and then how the other books and orders, because again, Amazon is easy, but I'm trying to also get down bonuses now that are going to be delivered every time a book is bought, because the idea
Okay.
is that those bonuses should uplift the mom. So we have a goddess course coming from Kara. We have different kinds of courses that are coming up with that book as a download. So any mother who buys
Mm.
it, she also gets support with those 10 downloads. So Amazon goes out for me, straight away going to Amazon, because then downloads is not possible. And so lots of stuff happening. I'm trying to add causes to it. Some causes coming in. Were not there in the meeting, which we did, but with 43 Mom, and I announced that five, like $1 each, to 5 causes. 3 causes I've already announced. One is research on a rare disease of a mother who lost her child to a rare disease. One
Mm.
is a family of 7 kids. The girl who assists me, she lost her father. They're from a village, and the education is needed to all the kids. So a $1 gone to raising these, literally adopting these 7 kids. And $1 goes to the Homeless Mother Project for Renu Tandak, where I participated with her on a homeless project where we did a sleep out, and I slept out from with my children, trying to feel what mothers feel after donating the money. So $1 to that. So I have given a vision and a target to my book of 10,000 books sold. $1 to each cause. Five. I know 2 more causes are coming. I just know it in my gut. In this project, I will find 2 more. So $5 from this book will be donated. So that is $50,000 donated to these 5 causes. Already announced that I will. My next target would be to get this to this 10,000 copies sold and 50,000 donated to these different causes. So that's coming in as well. Figuring it out how formally I can do it, how to. So
Oh
printing.
yeah, there's a lot of different steps
I never
and it
thought.
takes time and then time
I never.
zones and
It's
all
all
the things.
happening beautifully. I never thought when I said it, but I said it out loud.
Yeah.
I will do it. It will happen. It's happening,
You
and
didn't know how. You didn't know how.
I
But
didn't.
you're just like, it's gonna happen.
I didn't care as well.
And
Obviously.
I love it. So you had the faith that it would happen. You didn't worry so much about the how. And I know you've said that so many times. And trust has been such a big thing for me lately. So I love that full circle that we're giving and receiving in this conversation. Because I'm like, I really need to trust so much more. And watching your journey has helped me in so many ways and empowered me in that you just keep going. And you're like, even though I might be tired, even though this time zone thing might be kicking my butt, like whatever it is, it's like you just keep going. And I see like other people just they keep going. And I'm like, that's what this is. You know what I mean? You guys are shining. That's exactly what this is I'm talking about. You guys are shining your light. And and it doesn't matter how, it's just you're shining, and the people who are meant to see it and be lit up by it are. And I've been so lit up by this. I love just the variety of women. They're so different and just
they're real, and
they're real.
everybody.
Yes. And that's beautiful to me because I'm like, oh my gosh, sometimes I'm hearing them talking about something that like just the guilt sometimes. That's a big one for moms. So I know like we've gone like a while, but it's just it's beautiful. I'm so proud of you. I love what you're doing. I can't wait to see like as we go along and
I saw a flower. I thought it was giving. When I went closer, it was just living. Let's start living, and things will happen. And I am honestly trying to just. I don't like the word leader. I do not like the word lead. I don't like anything. I am absolutely amongst one of you. I am one of you moms. I have the same struggles. I have the same thing. Only little mad twist happened that I decided to just jump in without thinking, and I'm still not thinking, and I'm working on stop thinking, just keep saying. And my husband just told me, because he's in finance, and he said $5 given out of the book already without even selling one book. I was like, yes. I said, he's like, you're amazing. You've just given $5 away from the book without even putting the cost of the book. You not even realize what the market research is. You not even realize will the book, like people will buy this book for this much, that you will
they
have
will though.
from the book to give away, and you already announcing it. I said yes, because my gut says announce it. I will announce it. My gut says it will happen. I see my $10,000 each going to these causes. I still see everything in place. I still see these books reaching each mom's door, and they're opening with a camera put there, and they're opening with their family members the book. I see it. I cannot explain why. I cannot explain how. I see those 100 videos coming together into one film of what happens when you do a project like this, and it actually becomes real. And that's why I will not do any e-downloads, because feeling this book is what is required, and then we'll see where we move forward. So at this point in time, I see it too. Melanie says yes, yes, yes. Melanie says we see it too. 100 days is what we're going to finish, find 100 moms, and we take step by step. So next, like everything will just keep unfolding. And by that time, if I can be totally silent, sitting to see it unfold rather than making things happen, I would have achieved myself personally a lot of growth, because you have to trust what you just said. Trust. Leave and then trust, and then it happens. So I'm going to go. I have to take my son for golf, and I shall go and take him for golf, and I shall see you all again. And 50 moms tomorrow. Please, please, please come. And incredible vision. Wilma is here. Wilma, I totally love you as one of my mothers as well. You know, your story has been one of my favorite stories as well in this whole journey. You just totally love Vilma as well, and her courage to show up, her dare to express, by me only giving her 10 hours when somebody
Yeah,
who
that
never,
would be challenge. Yeah.
yeah, that she never wanted, she's never comes live, and I straight away not saying give me your picture, let's do it. I just didn't give any option. I said, okay, Vilma, you're next mom. I have a slot in 10 hours and can you come in? And she was like, and she dared to express, and she dared to express. That's the book. She dared to express whatever she felt. To Vilma, absolutely love you for trusting me with that. And I shall go, Cynthia.
And it was a great interview, so that
It
worked.
was, it
You
is.
know, it went well. It went really well. So it's all
Each one
good.
of them is, and Wilma definitely turned out to be the most courageous, even if she doesn't feel that way. She was the most courageous for me because she could have said, "No, Shikha, I don't think so. I'm ready. No, Shikha, you know, it's my dad's 10th anniversary, 10th death anniversary. I'm doing so many other things
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do it." But she said yes, and she said, "No, I'll be there because this needs to be done." And she's amazing.
Yep.
And that's it. Go. My keyboard goes down.
And then
Yeah.
and that's all she wrote.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mic drop and
Yeah, it's like a mic drop. It's like, come on, girls, stop talking now. Go off live. You said like bye 5 minutes back. Yeah.
I think it's because we actually need to go and do like a Zoom, like we need to schedule one just for hanging out. That's what this is what this is saying.
It came into my in the morning. I was talking to some other mom who called me, and she was just like going on and on. You know, do you think these moms should meet one day together in one?
I think we should. I really
I
do.
said,
Like I think
White
we need
Tree
to.
Retreat with Sarah. We will go and meet these moms with White Tree Retreat and have all the mothers
Yeah.
meet together in that retreat with Sarah has created. We're going to talk about her tomorrow. So we'll manifest that in the interview tomorrow, that we are going to meet in Sarah's retreat. So
I'm excited. Yes, I think that I know that would be amazing. And I think we should just speak it.
yeah, we're
Just
going to do
like the
that tomorrow.
book. Just speak it.
It came into me in the morning, and we're going to do that, and we're going to meet one day. So all right, bye bye,
Yeah.
guys. See you.